Markers is a very common term, a very general term associated with clarity. Now, be it marking of countries, countries mark their territories in order to bring more clarity, reduce confusion, better understanding. Now, let us move on to the sports field. Every sporting event, before it gets started, gets all its boundaries marked for clarity, yes, to reduce confusion. Even animals mark their territories, yes, they also mark it for reducing confusion. Clarity again. We're not going overboard with the word or the concept of markers. We are just looking at the purpose of the word markers, different connotations. Now, we have got markers in English language. Again, for clarity, reduce confusion. Join me on day 12 of 30 Day Challenge Lovingly Yours English. It's so lovely to see all of you on day 12. Before we begin today's session, I wish and hope that all of you are staying safe and healthy. You know the proverb, health is wealth. No, it's not of bygone era. No, it's not an cliche. COVID-19 has taught us that health is wealth is going to remain for a long, long time, almost forever. So, let's start the discussion today. I call it a discussion because I would love to be in a team when we learn. We must learn together. As we go with the activities, as we continue our activities, I would like all of you to just share your feelings, your thoughts. You don't agree with something, please put it in the comment box. I would love to do that. Because learning cannot happen individually on an island. It has to be done together. My professor, Dr. Vishnu Bhatt, he's no more today. But he used to tell that learning has to happen in a team. Any learning for that matter. So let's learn together joyfully and make it a memorable journey. Now, I had mentioned in the last session that since the topics are getting technical, we need to get into the technical mode. So let us get into the presentation mode for today's topic. The first slide. So let us begin the journey. Let us together determine the markers that mark the nouns. Okay? So, next slide. Look at these sentences. Old man lived house, middle ocean. The next one. Old man lived in house in middle of ocean. Now, the first sentence had 6 words. The second has 9 words now. We've got in entering there. Now, in is one of the most common prepositions used, okay, to tell the position. Now, the third one. Old man lived in a house, okay, in middle of the ocean, right? Now, ocean is getting an identity here. Next sentence. The old man lived in a house in the middle of the ocean, right? Look at these 4 sentences. What is becoming different as each sentence gets more words? The first one has got 6 words and all of them are content words. I hope you remember that when we did the session on nouns. Old, adjective, man, noun, live is a verb, house, noun, middle, noun, ocean, noun, yes? So all these are nouns, most of them. And then the next sentence, you've got inclusion of in at 2 places, house. In is one of the most common prepositions used to show the position, okay? And then you have old man lived in a house in middle of the ocean. Now, ocean, yes, we come to know, okay, this particular ocean. And then the last one, the old man lived in a house in the middle of the ocean. Now, the sentence has got almost 13 words. But now it looks more meaningful. It is able to convey, whatever it wants to convey with more clarity. Let's look at the next slide. Now, markers and structure words. Markers also belong to the family of the function words. Remember, the content words and the function words are the grammatical words. Now, what are markers? Markers are basically structure words that mark or signal the part of speech of word following it. So markers, signal that there is a part of speech word coming behind it or following it. Look at the sentence again. The old man lived in a house in the middle of the ocean. The content words are all underlined, and the function words, or here the structure words, are all in bold. Now, what are structure words? Structure words do not contribute much meaning to the sentence as a whole, but they are essential part of the sentence structure. Only if you have proper structure, proper meaning comes out. Otherwise, it just looks like, the earlier sentence, the first sentence, a few words sprinkled. The meaning, the exact meaning, the exact purpose of the sentence doesn't come out. So, how many content words are here in the sentence? Please count. Yes, the answer is already on the slide. The 6 content words and 7 structure words, the grammatical words. Now, these structure words, the bigger the sentence, the more the number of structure words, because the bigger the building, you require more framework to hold it. Yes? Let's move on. Markers, the determiners before nouns. So, the words which we are going to talk about, they are called the determiners, and they come before the nouns in sentence. And what do? They help us identify the purpose of the nouns, either to give general information or give specific information. About what? About the persons or things, and persons or things are the nouns. Look at these following sentences. Living is not growing like a tree. This is one of my favorite sentences, and it's always a point of discussion in most of the classes. Living is not growing like a tree. A tree. A part of jackfruit a day keeps the doctors away forever. Now, this particular sentence has been doing the rounds in the recent WhatsApp messages. But this is something for quite some time has been in the minds of quite a few people. Being a very, very healthy fruit, jackfruit. Yes? Okay. Coming back to the sentences. The doctor gave a talk on hygiene. The doctor gave a talk on hygiene. These masks are made at home. We cannot let this virus dominate us. So all these 5 sentences, you have some of the words in bold. And all these bold words are what are going to become the point of discussion in today's discussion. Let's go on to the next slide. Now let's look at the general determiners. So those words which just give a general information from the sentence or about the noun. The first one. A man had visited our premise. At the end of the day, there was an unspecified message. There is some milk in the can. Now, each sentence gives us only an information. It's only general. A man had come. Okay, we do not know the man was a politician or a representative or was somebody from some office. Yes, we don't know that. In the second sentence again, you see the word in bolds and before unspecified message. So it just tells that there was a message, nothing more about it. And the third sentence, some milk. It doesn't tell us, okay, 1 liter is there or a glass of milk is there. No, it doesn't quantify it. It just informs, yes, there is milk there. How much we do not know. So the indefinite article a in the first sentence merely identifies the visitor as a man, any man, 1 out of million or more. Similarly, in the second sentence, an identifies the unspecified thing as a message, but doesn't say anything about the message. And similarly, in the third sentence, some, the word some gives only an information about milk. Yes, it's there. Okay, let us get a little deeper. General determiners. Now, what constitutes this particular group? They have indefinite articles and indefinite adjectives. The word indefinite itself tells you, yes, indefinite. It's not finite in its meaning. There can be n number of meanings which it wants to convey. Yes. Now, the indefinite adjective, the same as what we had covered in day 11 session. Indefinite adjectives, the same words here. Okay. Now, look at the next slide. Indefinite articles. So there are two indefinite articles. The word, the letter A and the word an. A man left a message at the door. So the purpose of that article there, is only to convey an information that a man had come and he left a message at the door. Then, I received a message from a student. So I don't know which student, and I don't know what message is that, but I know that there is a message and a student had brought it. Then, a healthy lifestyle is an urgent action plan. Now, here also, a healthy lifestyle, it doesn't specify what kind of a healthy lifestyle it's referring to. And in the next sentence, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. An apple, it just says an apple, any apple. It can be American apple, Californian apple, or a Kashmiri apple, a Shimla apple, yes? And a day, any day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it doesn't specify that. And the last one, all nations are expecting an economic slowdown. All nations are expecting, and this is due to the COVID-19. An economic, again, doesn't specify what kind of an economic slowdown, okay? It just says an economic slowdown. Now, let's look at the next group, which is indefinite adjectives. Everyone is given space under the sun, but most people decide it for others. Again, the sentence is food for thought. Everyone. So it doesn't specify A or B or Tom or Harry has got the space. No, it says everyone equally is given the space under the sun, but most people decide it for others. Now, most people, most here is part of the indefinite adjective, which is telling that out of people, most of the people decide it for others. Again, it doesn't specify which people, what kind of people. It just says most people. Okay. Now, the next one. I discovered some indoor games during this lockdown period. Yes. So it's time to pull out all your indoor games to make your time usage more specific. So I discovered some indoor games, not 1, 2 or 3, no, some of the games. Then the next one, few services come under essential services. Again, it's inspired from the COVID-19 time. Few services, again, not how many. Few means little. There are several studies going on. Several here has got a meaning of many. Again, doesn't specify how many. And look at the last one. It has got something special. It has got 2 stars there. You can see. Only some are unsatisfied. Only is indefinite adjective, but is it being a determiner here? What is its role here? Here its role is not being a determiner, okay? Because determiner must be followed by a noun, right? Here only or some are not followed by nouns, okay? So they are, this sentence will not come under an example for determiner. That is why I have put stars, so that you understand that the determiner must be followed by a noun to become a determiner, right? Okay, so let's move on to the next one. So you got indefinite adjectives and indefinite articles, okay? Both these provide only information, but they don't specify what kind of information, okay? So let's move on to the next slide. Yes, here comes the specific determiners. Look at the first sentence. Here was this student walking up to me in the middle of the lecture, showing me a letter. Now, who is the student? Yes, here it is becoming specific. It is not any student. The sentence doesn't say a student. Okay, it says this student. So, what does this convey? Now, this here refers to a specific student. He or she is known to the speaker and the listener. And so, that means that there is a shared knowledge. The listener and the speaker know about it, know about that particular student. And they also know about the lecture. The lecture also refers to a lecture that is known to the speaker and the listener. Okay? Look at the second sentence. The woman chased the thief down the street, the crowd cheering her along. Here also, the word the is a determiner. It is followed by a noun, and then it is more specific. It is talking about the woman. It is not talking about a woman. It's not talking about any woman. It is talking about the woman who chased the thief. Again, thief is also known, okay? The thief, and the street. Street is also known. Crowd, the crowd, that is also known. So here the word the is being very specific in being, bringing more clarity to the listener as well as the speaker. The woman, the thief, the street, the crowd. And the same way in the earlier sentence. The student, the middle, the lecture. Right? Okay. So we are going to become more specific about the determiners. Which are the specific determiners? Here's the list. So, specific determiners constitute, or the group constitutes of definite article, demonstrative adjectives, possessive adjectives, interrogative adjectives, relative adjectives, numeral adjectives. Yes, some of you, I can see that you're nodding your head. Oh, we have seen it somewhere. Yes, you've seen it in the session 11, the day 11 session. Yes, part of adjectives. But here we are talking about a different purpose, right? Let's look at the next slide. So we are going to discuss definite article. The only one definite article, okay? We had earlier seen that there were two indefinite articles, a and an. Now we are talking about the article the, which is definite, clear, absolute clear. Now look at the first sentence. The doctors are doing everything to cure the patients. So here both the articles before doctors and before patients is being very specific. Certain doctors, okay, the doctors are curing the patients. They're doing everything, right? Yes, again, COVID-19. Now, the second sentence. The coffee is very strong. It's not saying coffee is strong. It's saying the coffee. And then, the woman gave a talk on hygiene. Look at the sentence. You've got both the determiners. One is a general one and the other one specific. The woman, we know. The listener and the speaker know about this woman. But both do not have a shared knowledge about the talk. So that's why it is a talk, right? The woman gave a talk on hygiene. The next one. The team is putting all its efforts to win the game. Okay. A specific team is putting all its effort to win a specific game, right? Then, this definitely is the work of a professional. Now, here it is being very clear about a particular work. Okay, so the work is being characterized with more specific information, and it is telling that it is definitely surely a work of a professional, right? So this is the job of the article, the definite article the. It makes things very specific. the doctor, the coffee, the woman, the team, the patient, the work, okay? The subscribers, the audience, right? So, yes, here can you tell me something? During one of the sessions earlier, I had mentioned about the pronunciation of the. When the comes before the, vowel sound, how should it be pronounced? So I should have said the audience. Yes, some of you could make out, but yes, I want all of us to do that. Okay. So any mistakes are only to make you aware of the very common mistakes that happen as we talk. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Demonstrative adjectives. Again, the word demonstrative is showing, right? Something exhibiting. Now, the same words, this, that, these, those. Now here, again the same rule. These demonstrative adjectives must be followed by noun. Look at this. This session is for you. That place looks great. These students are working on a project. These students specifically. Those people are helping the patients there. Yes? Can you get an image when you read these sentences? Now look at the last one. This is your book. Again, it has got some stars there. Now here, this is definitely a demonstrative, but it is not followed by a noun. So this doesn't play the role of a demonstrative adjective. Okay, please remember this particular very important rule. The determiners must be followed by nouns. Now the next group under the determiners or the specific determiners are the possessive adjectives. Again, the list looks same, isn't it? My, your, his, her, its, their, our. So look at the sentences. This is my house. Again, we need to keep this thing in mind that these possessive adjectives also must be followed by noun, right? So this is my house. Your painting is amazing. Your painting. His speech was well received. His speech. Okay. Her novel was published in all languages. Its fabric is too soft. Their garden is well maintained. Our college has qualified and experienced faculty. You see, all the possessive adjectives must be followed by the nouns. Okay, so these are the possessive adjectives that are acting as determiners, the specific determiners. Okay, now let's go on to the next one. Okay, here you got another set of possessive adjectives, right? Now here the possessive adjectives with the nouns themselves, like fathers, okay, the apostrophe, that also makes it the determiner. Fathers, honor. Mother's role. Friend's name. Friend's name. Bird's eye view. Dog's love. Italy's leather. You can make all of them into sentences. I just wrote the pair because just to convey the idea. Now, all this apostrophe here with the word shows, possessiveness, the ownership that you own. It is yours, kind of, fathers, mothers, right? You are specifying it. Look at the last sentence. Daddy's coming home today. Now here, the word daddy has got an apostrophe S. Okay? Like the earlier words, fathers, mothers, friends. But here, there's a small difference. Daddy's coming home today. Here, the apostrophe S stands for the verb is. Daddy is coming home today. Okay? And the most important thing that should be kept in mind is the word daddy is not followed by a noun, right? So that is a very important thing that should be remembered, that all these determiners that we are talking about must be followed by nouns. Okay, let's move on to the next one. The interrogative adjectives. Earlier I had told that interrogative means the questioning. Okay, questioning, questions. Now here we've got the same three words: what, which, and whose. Whose can also act as interrogative as well as relative. Okay, so whose is interrogative adjective, also a relative adjective. Now let's look at the sentences. What is your favorite color? What is your favorite color? Come on, tell me, is it a determiner? Does this sentence qualify for a determiner? Correct, you're the brilliant audience I have. Brilliant listening. The word what doesn't qualify to be a determiner because simple, it is not followed by a noun. So what is your favorite color is a sentence, is a good sentence, but here what? The word what does not act as a determiner. Let's look at the following sentences. Which college are you planning to apply? Which, the question word, the interrogative adjective is followed by the noun college. Okay. Next one, this is my aunt whose daughter is a famous stand-up comedian. So, this aunt whose daughter, that is how it also acts as a relative. It's showing the relation between aunt and daughter. Okay. This is my aunt whose daughter is a famous stand-up comedian. What rules are you talking about? What rules are you talking about? Here the word what is followed by the noun rules. Okay. So this here what is acting as the interrogative adjective is acting as a determiner, right? The next one, which car are you planning to buy? Which is followed by car, the noun. So this is also the right usage of determiner. I hope all of you are following with me. Right, let's go. Please keep putting your comments in the box anytime, right? I would love to see that once we finish the discussion. Now, the next one, the numeral adjectives. The same ones here also. Ordinal adjectives and the cardinal adjectives. Ordinal, the normal, the regular numbers, 1, 2, 3, and it goes on and on. And the cardinal numbers are the same numbers, but here they show the order of arrangement. First, second, third, right? So the examples are there. 10th, 55th, 6th row. Now look at the sentences. October is the 10th month. So the determiner 10th is followed by month. Also, the determiner the is also there, right? The 10th month. The nearest hotel is 10 miles away. 10 miles. She booked 6 rows for her friends. 6 rows. 6 and the noun. We are in the 21st century. 21st followed by the noun century. Okay? So these are the numeral adjectives, the cardinal and the ordinals. Let's go on. Now, here we have some little extra information, and you can look at the word predeterminers. The word itself is self-explanatory. Predeterminers, that means those words which come before the determiners. Okay, so this word again followed by a determiner followed by a noun. That is the arrangement. Let's look at the sentences here. All my students are taking care of themselves. Yes, that's for all of you. I know all of you are doing taking care of yourselves very nicely, because we have to take care of the 30-day journey, right? And then further. Now, here the word all is the predeterminer, followed by the possessive adjective my, and then followed by the noun students. Okay, So all my students, the predeterminer all. I have given here the list of some of the words which are the predeterminers. The next sentence, planning is only half the job. Half the job. Half is the predeterminer followed by a determiner, the definite article, and then the noun job. I have music classes thrice a week. Again, the predeterminer thrice, then the determiner, the indefinite article a, and then the noun week. Look at the last sentence on the slide. On the slide. Both their daughters are successful entrepreneurs. Both their daughters. Both the predeterminer, their the possessive adjective acting as a determiner, and then daughters the noun. So you see the arrangement, three of them. So first the predeterminer, then the determiner, and then the noun. Okay. Let's look at another similar group which are called the post determiners. Now post determiners, again self-explanatory, it follows the determiners. Earlier we saw pre, which come before the determiner, and these words come after the determiners. Let's look at that. And these are again the cardinals and ordinals. There is a train every 5 minutes. Every is the determiner here, and it is followed by a post determiner, and then the noun minutes. The first man landed on moon. The determiner, the definite article, then the cardinal. Is it the cardinal? Yes, it is the cardinal. The third sentence, the last 2 slides of my presentation are coming. Yes, there's news for you. The last 2 slides of my presentation. Now here, the indefinite article determiner, last 2 slides. Slide is a noun. The last 2, okay, the post determiner. So the last 2 slides of my presentation are coming. Okay. Hey guys, welcome. So how was the session? We got more clarity into the determiners, yes? Now we can, with more purpose, we can mark the nouns, knowing the do's and the don'ts, yes? How to make our language more purposeful, speak with more clarity, yes? You agree? Now what's the time? Not the time by your watch, but the time to check what we have received and what we have shared, what I was able to share with all of you, right? So let's look at the next slide. I want all of you to go through these sentences and check whether all these sentences follow the rules for the determiners correctly or not. Okay? So kindly post it in the comment box if you find the errors or if you corrected the errors, right? So let us go to the first sentence. I know his views on subject. Now here, first find out which are the determiners. There is one determiner, his. It is followed by views. So his views. Now on subject. Okay, anytime during the discussion, you can kindly pause the video to check with the rules. You can go back to the slides and verify the rules. Now, I know his views on subject. His views. So, his determiner is the possessive adjective, okay, is followed by the noun views. So, this is correct. I know his views on subject. Now here, from the sentence, we come to know that the speaker and about whom he or she is talking about, they know each other. And that means there's a common subject. So, the noun subject must have a determiner before it. And what is that determiner? The definite article. Okay, the subject. So I know his views on the subject. right? So that's there was one error of the definite article the. Now look at the second one. The crowd consisted of several women. There were few men though. Can you find any error here? It's perfect. The rules of the determiner followed. The determiner followed by noun. Very good. So the crowd. Then the determiner several followed by the noun here. And then, yeah, that's all. Oh, yeah, here. Few men. Few determiner followed by the noun. But there's one error, not of determiner, but yes. Now, what is the meaning of the determiner several? Several means many. Okay. So, many must be followed by the right spelling also. You see the word woman? Woman here refers only to one woman. Okay. So, you will have to change the woman to women to make it correct. So, the crowd consisted of several women. There were few men though. Okay, let's move on to the next. An isosceles triangle is a triangle whose two sides are equal. Yes, taking you to maths through English. No. An isosceles triangle is a triangle. The determiner followed by the noun triangle. Here also you have an isosceles triangle and the determiner followed by the noun. Then you have whose two sides. Whose here? The determiner. You remember? The interrogative and the relative adjective. Whose. Whose here brings out the relationship between an isosceles triangle and triangle in general. Now, so whose two sides are equal. Now here sides noun and two, what is two here? You're right, the post determiner. Whose two sides are equal. Right, huh? So this sentence doesn't have an error. An isosceles triangle is a triangle whose two sides are equal. Very good. Now look at the next sentence. U passport expires on 1st June. Yes. Any error there? Yes, it's quite clear, I think. Now, U passport expires on 1st June. Now here look at the 1st June. Here you have the determiner first, that is the cardinal, determiner. It is followed by the noun June. So that is correct. Now the error is here. The first word, you. You is a pronoun. It is not a determiner here. For what should be the determiner here? Your. Your passport expires on 1st June. Because pronoun only replaces the noun. Right? For the quality of a determiner, you must have a determiner there. Now, look at the fifth one. What are the 3 reasons of the epidemic? Any error there? Can you see any error? Please find out. You can pause the video. Now here, look at the arrangement. What are the 3 reasons? The 3 reasons. The is the definite article acting as the determiner, the definite determiner, and then it is followed by 3, which is the ordinal, and also the, yes, tell me, the post determiner, and then the noun reasons. The 3 reasons. So this is perfect arrangement. Now the thing that I want you to look at is the first word, what. Here what is not acting as a determiner. Okay, it is only acting as a question word. Why? Because it is not followed by a noun. Okay. Now, the last one. It was quite a happy ending. It was quite a happy ending. Yes, I'm sure it is. Now, any error here? It was quite a happy ending. Quite What is the character? It is a predeterminer. Yes, it is followed by a determiner, and that is indefinite article a. And it is followed again by the adjective and the noun, right? So this is a happy ending. So it was quite a happy ending. Thank you very much. So how was the QA session? Good? Now you feel more confident. Yes? I'm sure you do. Now all of us can use determiners with more clarity, with the clarity of markers. Markers give the language more clarity, more purpose, right? So, are you doing the readings which I have given in the description box? Please do that. Please surround yourself with English. You know, reading is one such skill which will just take you into the world of language beautifully. You will not even realize that your language is improving. You know, reading is a very important skill that we must improve upon if we are on the road to learning language. Yes. A small message. If you like the video, please share it with your friends. Don't be selfish. Please share it, and please subscribe those who haven't subscribed. Also, click the like button if you like the video. So until I see you in my next video, please keep filling the first section of your notebook. Please do not forget to, collect the vocabulary. Yes, that is the building block of language. So until then, please keep yourself safe, stay home and be calm. Right? Thank you.